Epstein aunt say, have you ever been in the Epstein list? ICE aunt say, what do you think of ICE? Inflation aunt say, what do you think of inflation? Co-yance, what are your true feelings of COVID?
Who would it be? Beyonce, what's your favorite type of cheese? Greyonce. You get older, are you going to dye your hair? Clayonce, have you ever voted on American Idol?
But wait, there's more. Hang on to your seat, baby, cause this one's a screamer.
What's going on, entertainers? So I'm coming to y'all with another video, and we're talking reality check. Okay, the America's Next Top Model docu-series that's been on Netflix, that has been going viral everywhere. I'm here to give my thoughts, what I thought about each of the three parts, what I think was missing, what could have been added, some top model girls that I wish was interviewed, and more. I first want to start off with, I've been a reality TV fan since a little kid. I've said this from the jump. So I've been watching America's Next Top Model since its inception. Like, I remember watching the earlier seasons. I remember knowing the girls' names. I remember being, a little closeted kid, seeing Mrs. J pop up and get nervous because, people gonna clout my tea. Like, it's just like, I remember all of this vividly. So to see all of what has come with it since has been interesting to watch. I feel like, just starting off, a lot of people are very hypocritical about this docuseries. A lot of you guys criticize Tyra. A lot of you guys are demeaning Tyra, and it's Tyra, right? But you guys tune into Zeus Network and Not As TV every Sunday. That doesn't add up to me. Y'all support Not As TV every Sunday. Y'all me saying, oh, Nally be doing her big one. She cast these girls to do her big one. That to me is not fair. You cannot support those two networks and then say Tyra's a piece of crap. Those two don't correlate. And I don't want to hear, oh, but I don't subscribe to them. You still watch them. That's a view. You still engage when it comes to the blogs to help their network. That's engagement. That's what I do. So yes, you're helping them. So I'm a part of it too. That's why, to me, I stand a little bit with Tyra, okay? My problem is with Tyra, she lacks a lot of accountability. She would have been a real bitch if she did this. Interview the women instead of whoever was behind that camera that sounded like the dude off of Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip with Portia, Giselle, and them was on. I forgot what his name was. The man who told Portia she's going to have a problem with lesbian. It sounded like he was behind the camera. Y'all should have had Tyra behind the camera and interview the models and give their perspective. It would have been very heavy, and Danielle probably would have slapped it out of you, Tyra, but it would have been redemption, and it would have showed a little bit of accountability. So I think that's my problem with Tyra. But for y'all to blame every instance on the show that has occurred solely on Tyra, to me, is extremely unfair, okay? I don't think it's fair at all, as if she was the only one behind the show, as if she's the only one that was the cause of what happened on the show. It might have been her show, and she might have been like a host, but there was a lot of moving parts on it. There was even a co-creator that was not even a part of the docuseries. If y'all look it up, he was not even a part of it. So there's a couple stuff that was even missing that a lot of people are not recognizing, and it's just bothering me that, like, it's just, oh my God, Tyra's this horrible person, she's an evil bitch. Boop, bop, 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 bop. Okay? Don't get me wrong. She does have her faults, and she should be blamed for some of it. But all of it, to me, is ridiculous. My biggest issue with Tyra, we're going to get to, is Mrs. J. But, we'll get to that when we get to it. Now, it started off with them talking about, like, the inception of the show, like how it was started or whatever. She had this idea, okay? Much like Tyra, I be having these ideas too. It's just like, it just comes to your head. Like, you're not really even, like, putting much thought to it, but it just, like, it pops up in your head. Like, oh my God, like, I have this idea, right? I'm really good with ideas. So it's like, I get it, right? She had this idea, and she wanted to pitch the show about, like, models all living in a house or whatever, competing week after week. And then we meet Ken Mock. She said she ended up getting in contact with Ken Mock and then pitched the show to Ken Mock, and then Ken loved it, right? Now we finally get to see who that is, because I remember always seeing his name at the end of the episode, and I always wondered what he looked like. In my mind, he was some older white guy, but I was wrong. Now I love the fact that they kind of went cycle after cycle. Now they sort of gave up towards the last two parts, which the beginning of the docuseries, we started off with, cycle 1, cycle 2. Like we kind of started going in order, and by the end they were like, okay, this is where all went to crap. The seasons turned to shit, and everybody started getting fired, right? The first cycle, we got interviews from Shannon, Ebony, our lesbian queen, and Giselle. Okay, I kind of wish they interviewed Robin's homophobic ass. Before there was Jayla, there was the bitch named Robin. The girls that Robin, she was not with the gay stuff. She wasn't with the gay stuff. She wasn't with none of that. Okay, y'all remember when she started singing "How Excellent" in the middle of the conversation? She was talking to somebody. She was like, "Oh, how excellent is your name? How excellent!" And everybody was looking like, y'all should have had Robin. They probably asked her, she declined because she said, the Lord would not want me to participate. Okay, I wanted to hear from her. I ain't gonna lie, right? What I find crazy is them working. She got the show approved, and then she started with the casting process. We get to talking about the casting and how it's done. For somebody who's almost been casted numerous of times, and not for no not STV or Zoo stuff, this part to me was very interesting. So she brings up Les Moonves. Les Moonves was at one point behind CBS. That is Julie Chen's husband. This guy that you see back there. She says in this docuseries, Jay even backs her up on this. Jay Alexander was interviewed as well. Mrs. J, which is Jay Alexander, and then Mr. J, and then Nigel. They were all interviewed, right? They were backing up the fact that when she was doing the casting for the show, right? She casted Ebony. She wanted to cast like a Hispanic girl. Les was pushing against it. Jay even said it got physical. This man at one point was behind CBS, which has Big Brother. If y'all remember, before Big Brother is what it is now, where it's half people of color have to get casted, they put that as like a rule, like a doctrine now. Before that rule was put into place, it was every season, it was one black person, maybe a Hispanic girl in there, everybody else white. I said, now it's clicking. I said, oh my God. That to me was the most shocking part of the docuseries. I ain't gonna lie. That to me was the most shocking part. And that was in the beginning, because it all now makes sense. You're the monster that used to do this to these cast members for 22 seasons. The fact that she had to fight to be able to get diversity on a show like that, where it's about models, is so sick to me. I don't get how, once again, I could condemn Tyra that much. Trust me, I do feel like she's very faulty as a person. But in a situation like that, this is where it's like, I could never condemn her all the way, because years ago, doing something like that was very troublesome. Imagine going against a corporate head like this. He is no longer with CBS as of 2018 because of everything that happened. I remember when the talk stopped and everything like that. Well, Julie quit the talk and all of that stuff. So that was around all that time. So it just all made sense, because I'm like, oh my God, that's why they would have one black person in the house in Big Brother. Poor Dave Vaughn. It just all makes sense. It gagged me a little bit watching it. I'm like, I knew it, of course, that it was, of course, people behind that always happening. But to hear it come out of their mouths was like a whole nother monster. Like, to hear that he did not want a Giselle on there and said, do you want to make money or not? And all of that stuff, that's a little bit much. And to me, it's a little racist. Because why would you not want diversity on a reality show where they're living in a house? Because that to me would bring you more entertainment, because everybody is different. So it would cause a lot more drama. Hello. Anyways, Tyra ended up getting her way after pushing through. Mr. J said it almost got physical. So I'm like, you mean to tell me yo old ass was gonna hit Tyra? I know you lying. Okay. Then we get to, of course, the judges and everything like that. Another thing that I don't think Tyra gets enough credit for, she put two gay black, well, Mr. J isn't black, but like whatever, black adjacent. On television, that were flamboyantly gay, especially Mrs. J, in a time where we did not see that unless you're watching Drag Race on Logo TV. Hello? But y'all mad at Tyra though. I get her mental change throughout the years later on, and the way that she acted changed later on. But please, let's not forget the inception of everything. We would not have a fashion queen on Bravo had it not been for Tyra. I'll wait for somebody to argue me that. We would not have that on television had it not been for Tyra. She made it okay. She made it trendy in a time where it's not trendy right now. Right now, gay is a little trendy. Well, not as much as it used to be because of everything going on politically. But I'm just saying, like, it's more acceptable now than it was like those 20 years ago. So I don't feel like Tyra gets enough credit for that. Now, their relationship as it is now, I don't agree with it. Tyra, you need to call Mrs. J. The fact that Mrs. J had that stroke and you didn't check up on him, I don't agree with it. I feel like that's wrong. That shows her character. Because my whole thing is, it's not like y'all had a falling out that was personal. Y'all had a falling out that was over business. Y'all fell out because they didn't like the way they were let go from the show because it was embarrassing. They were not able to release their own press release saying that, oh, we've decided to not go or our contract has not been renewed. It got leaked to the press. Y'all know this was when Perez Hilton and all these gossip blogs were very popular. So you got to imagine how embarrassing that was. Y'all fell out over something business related to the show. Y'all didn't fall out because Mrs. J, slept with your nigga, Tyra. Like, it's just like, I just feel like certain things you should be able to look over and forgive. And that to me that makes me look at Tyra the most sideways. Not even a lot of things related to the show. That and the whole situation with Shandi. Those are the two situations that I'm just kind of like, I'm just saying. And the reason why I say a lot of y'all hypocritical is because y'all cannot watch people every Sunday get demeaned and humiliated as a woman, get literally beat on to a pulp by the time that they're bleeding, bloody. But that's okay. But Tyra literally kind of put them through a model boot camp, which anybody that knows anybody in the fashion industry, like I do, that I know a lot of girls that are in modeling, fashion and shit like full time, it's nothing to play with. So it's like, she really wasn't saying anything that was not truthful back then, especially because it's even hard now, especially with the world of Instagram. So it's like, how dare y'all condemn this lady? But we'll get to that in a little bit more. Now, we also in the docu-series get into the whole Janice situation. I never liked Janice since watching her as a kid. Her big lips used to always irritate me. I always felt like she was drunk half the time. I know she talked about having alcohol issues and I think substance issues as well. So I always feel like sometimes she was inebriated on that panel. And I think that's why she kind of acted the way that she did sometimes. I feel like that's why she acted like that. All right. Now, season 1 featured Ebony. Now, Ebony was gay. And I feel like they cast her mainly because she was a lesbian. And they showed the haircut portion. This is a time I feel like Tyra should have stepped in. But this is where it's a conflict of interest. Tyra stepping in would have ruined great television. And that's what sucks. So I feel like that's where she gets her hands sort of tied. Because had she stepped in, we would not have gotten that scene with a white stylist not knowing what to do with a black woman's hair. Because once again, I'm friends with models and stuff, and they're black. And sometimes they tell me when they're on sets and stuff like that, they get irritated because they have like a hairstylist or something like that that does not know how to work with black hair. So we got to see something that happens in real life, but on a reality show. The problem is it's at somebody's stake, which is Ebony. So that's the whole conundrum in all this, is because it teaches us a lesson, but somebody got to get hurt in the process. So that's what sucks about Tyra's show, because it's not like they're just in a house partying. It's actually real life stuff that actually happens outside of what we saw on Top Model, right? So Ebony gets interviewed a lot, which, by the way, Ebony reminds me of somebody so much. with that hair. I don't know who she reminds me of. With that hair, I was like, isn't that such and such? But I forgot her name. She reminds me of somebody. She looks really, really good. And she looks the same. Ebony does not look like she aged not one bit at all, right? Now, Giselle was another person that they interviewed, and she was mad, and she's still feeling a little bit bad about how the show made her feel because Janet said, oh my God, look at her ass is so wide. Which, by the way, now, Giselle, ass being wide is in. Have you seen the BBL trend? You get what I'm saying? So you should not feel, away now. But, of course, I understand it now because back then, it was not okay to have a fat ass. You had to have, a perky booty, and you had to be very thin with a perky booty. But a fat ass, that wasn't in back then. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, that must have really been embarrassing. Then we get to cycle 2. So cycle 2 is when they started to get a lot of more budget. The money started growing. They started getting a lot of money from season 1. Season 1 exploded. Everybody was talking about it. And then we get to Shandi. Now, Shandi was like a white, blonde, awkward girl, and she had glasses. Those to me used to make the best models on Drag Race. By the way, Drag Race this season sucks. That's why I low-key start recapping it. I'm going to continue, but it's like, this season is such a snooze. It's not even funny. The girls don't even remember the lyrics. So what am I recapping? You get what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? No shade. Like, it just sucks. It just sucks booty. I hate it. Like, the girls are not interesting enough. I'm sorry. It's just, no. Y'all should have kept Briar there a little bit longer. So, but no. Shandi, to me, is one of those models. Anytime they used to cast that archetype, they used to always do good. The awkward white girl. Y'all remember the twins? The white girl twins? Amanda, and I forgot the other girl name. Y'all remember the white girl twins? They all used to always do good in the competitions. That instance is, to me, where the producer should have stepped in. Because it becomes to a point where, like, you're letting somebody get assaulted on camera. There's a huge debate online is if it was Shandi's fault or not. I feel like it was not her fault in the way of her getting assaulted. Her getting drunk was her own doing because nobody told you to drink that much and not eat, right? But I feel like it's the producer's fault for letting anything sexual happen outside of her drinking because once she is heavily inebriated, she is not in control of her own mind. This is where y'all need to step in. There was a situation on Below Deck. If you look it up, I forget which Below Deck it was, either Mediterranean or it was Below Deck. What is it? It's Mediterranean. There's something else. And one of the Below Decks, I remember watching it. One of the employees was trying to sleep with another employee. And the employee that he was trying to sleep with, she was drunk boots. I'm talking about like drunk down. To the point where she was like, ugh, and the dude was trying to bust in her room to get some punan. Like he was trying to really sleep with her. The cameraman stepped in and said, we're not doing this. And then the producers came out. They said, no, you need to get out the room. Get out the room. Bye, 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 boo. They put him in another room. He started getting angry. He tried to bust out the door, all that. The next day, guess what happened? He got fired. Get the fuck. And the captain let his ass go. Shipped him right back home. That's what they should have did. Y'all, a cameraman or somebody should have stepped in and be like, hey, like, you're not doing nothing with her. Like, she not even thinking right now. Like, leave her alone. She drunk. Like, she gonna sleep with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, one of the girls, she gonna sleep with me or something like that. Like, no. And another thing, too, the girls, where the...
And it saddens me, Kelly.
I just don't get how that could have happened. I'm sorry. Like, once again, I feel like it's partially her fault with her getting drunk. Her getting assaulted, I don't think it's her fault. I don't think that's fair to say it's her fault because she was in the right state of mind. She was inebriated. That's where production and security and all of that is to protect you. It was cycle 2, so it was still earlier on. But even the way it was treated afterwards with Tyra coming on talking about, like, I went to Milan one year and my man cheated on me, make that a whole story. Like Tyra, damn motherfucker well that was wrong. How dare you? You get what I'm saying? Like, how dare you? That to me was one of the lowest things of the series to see on the docu-series was to see and all that. Because I forgot that even happened. That was so early. Because not only I would watch the newer seasons when they would air on CW, the girls that don't know, they used to play reruns on this channel back in the day. It was like a non-cable channel. So I used to know all of the seasons. So I haven't watched a lot of the older seasons in a minute. So I forgot that had happened, but that was a shame. You know what I'm saying? You know, some notable mentions that I would have wanted to see is Jasleen, Jade, Angelique. I don't know how we didn't get into the whole subject with Angelique because y'all done took that lady money and she still don't got her money. Let's talk about that. Before we had Mila from Long Beach, we had Angela Preston. When she came in, she said, oh, yeah, when she came in like that. If y'all don't know, Angela Preston won America's Next Top Model All-Stars. They found out that she used to, you know, do escort work or whatever to make her money, and then they took the winnings away from her. I don't agree with that because that to me is a part of the industry. There's a lot of people in the entertainment industry, they sell on the low. Till this day, they're just not going to tell you unless you're a close friend. They're not going to tell you. So the fact that she opened up and y'all found out about that and then y'all humiliated her to take the earnings away from her, that's fucked up. And I don't like that because it's like, if y'all want her to start a better new life and maybe not sell the cookie, y'all might not want to take money out of her mouth. What the fuck? Like, that to me was like, that was the ultimate F up that I keep saying drag, that Top Model did. Like, out of the whole series was take her money away. I did not like take her winning away. I did not like that at all. Like, that to me was like such like a backhanded ass thing because it's like you're teaching girls that they cannot grow from their mistakes and like their mistakes are gonna always them over no matter what they do. Like, they can't move on in life. Like, what the fuck? I kind of wish they had touched on that because that would have been a great lesson and they should have had Angela there. Now, apparently they're saying the girls did not get paid for the docu-series. Why? I don't know, because I would have wanted my coin. I'm talking about my trauma and you're not going to pay me and this is going to be streamed nationally every fucking where and it's going to be blog, clip, TikTok, Twittered, Instagrammed, all of that, and I'm not going to get a lick of a coin? No! Not do that, okay? Okay? I want my money. That's crazy. I couldn't believe the girls did it for free. If that is true, that is the rumor mill that I heard. Okay? If that is true, that's crazy work. Okay? Then it became the whole situation with you know, them asking Tyra about the Shandi situation. This is Tyra. So what do you think about the whole Shandi thing? Well, Shandi's situation, I do remember. Well, the producers have control of a lot of things. So that wasn't something that I could like fully, you know, take ownership of. You understand? I'm like, bitch, like what? That's what made me like, Tyra, please. Like, come on. You can't do that. You cannot do that. How dare you? You get what I'm saying? Like, this lady low-key got assaulted when she was, you know, under the influence, and you just not even blinking an eye on it, okay? Tyra's favorite expression throughout the whole docu-series is, it was a whole lot of that. The clenching of the lips, we got a lot of that episode. Then we get to the challenges. So y'all know, as the years went on, the challenges got crazier, right? So I remember my favorite one was the roach one. Y'all remember, I forget, it was like the Chinese girl, I forgot her name, and she was freaking out over the roach. She was like, she was going crazy. They beated the roach up, like they beated the roach, and then they beated their face, and they had to walk the runway with the roach. And then Jade was trolling the Chinese girl with the roach, like. Americans Next Top Model, like, it was just so funny because it was really real reality television. Like, don't get me wrong, of course it was super produced, but it was like the girls used to really like they used to carry down. Now, a lot of people found a lot of the problems in regards to the challenges, the ones that were like racially insensitive and stuff. I did find those weird. The ones I found the weirdest were like when they would find out your backstory and then they would try to get a reaction out of you. Like the model who, for instance, got popped, like her mom got shot, and then they did one where she had to act like she got popped in the head. Like, that is the ones that I don't like, because it's like y'all playing on these people's emotions to try to get them to break down. and just to get a little backstory in it. Like, that's the stuff I don't like. So it's like the blackface stuff, as fucked up as it is, I could kind of not with first say like look over it, but like those to me don't hurt as much as like the ones where like y'all trying to really get at them with something that hurts. Because if I were the lady who her mother got popped, do that shoot, I couldn't do it because it's like, wow, like you really are making me live out something that happened to somebody in real life. Like, no, that's crazy. Like, I'm not gonna go on the set and magically that's gonna be, you know, the mission of the day. Like, that is what y'all are producing to do. Then we get to Dannie. Now, Dannie wants to whoop Tyra Banks' ass. This is what I said at the beginning. How Tyra did what I said and interviewed the ladies herself, she may have gotten popped or two. You get what I'm saying? And God forbid Lisa was there. Y'all remember Lisa? Wacky Lisa, Lisa Demarcado, I think that's her last name. And she used to be like, "Yeah." And then she was on All Stars. She's the one who got the All Stars winner award after she didn't really win. I'm not a big fan of her, to be honest. I feel like she has a lot of personal issues that she blames on Drag Race. That's not Drag Race's fault. That's just my opinion. I've watched her interview with Oliver. I've watched all the things that went wrong with Oliver, with her, and then everything that she's done online, all that. So it's just like I feel like she has a lot more issues deeper than Drag Race. So don't be trying to put it on Drag Race. Like, it's Tyra Banks, you know, she destroyed your ever living being. Like, you have other issues, man. Please, like, I hate when people do that. Like, they do one little thing and they blame it all on that thing. Like, no. No, you cannot do that. Okay. Now you could blame it, but your whole life wasn't, you know, destroyed over that. Like, there was other things too, Lisa. Drag Race, Top Model was a part of it, but that wasn't the whole thing. Now, Dannie with this whole T situation, that's another instance where I feel like Tyra was dead ass wrong, because you can't tell her to close her gap and then on a next few seasons you try to widen a white girl's gap. That's not fair. That's hypocritical. That's the stuff that makes people look like, oh, you're just talking out the side of your ass. Like, you're not even sticking to what you're really talking about. Another thing too, what she told Dannie was right for an ass whooping. For you to tell that lady that I know you winning was going to stop your career and you let her win anyways, to me is crazy work. And she should pop you a little bit. I'm gonna lie. Okay, because it's like you low-key set her up. That was the setup. And also, a lot of people don't talk about this. Y'all blame Top Model for a lot of these girls' careers not evolving. But anybody that knows reality TV and that has been an aficionado of reality TV, like I have, once you go on a show, there's certain things that it's going to stop, especially if that show is popular. Name one actor that has came from Big Brother. I'll wait. Da 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 da. None. Name one big singer that has come from like X Factor in its recent season. I'll wait. You see what I'm talking about? So it's like there's certain reality shows that you go on and you're trying to show like a talent or something like that. There's the industry sometimes doesn't respect it. Like a lot of I feel like entertainment industry, they don't respect reality stars. They feel like you're just a fame hungry monster. Like you don't really have talent behind what you do. That's what people don't realize. So it's like, as much as y'all could blame Top Model, y'all need to also blame how the industry is. They do not give people that have been on reality TV chances, which to me, I don't think is 100% fair. Because not everybody that's been on reality TV is like talentless, money hungry, or just doesn't know what they're doing. And I feel like some of them deserve some of the same chances that people that have not been on reality TV deserve as well. So I feel like that's a big stigma in regards to reality TV that's not talked about enough. Now, that's why I'm glad they talked about it on the Netflix docuseries. Everybody now wants to be on reality TV. Everybody wants to be on there. Everybody wants to do their big one. Everybody wants to, be on camera. They don't care what it takes. But then, in a little bit now still, there are certain things that you cannot do once you appear on a big show. Everybody knows this. I would have thought everybody knew this. That's why Dannie, a lot of her opportunities stopped, because Top Model back then, it was deemed like a joke. it wasn't deemed like a serious modeling show. The serious modeling show people deemed was The Face. And even then, that wasn't the most serious either, because that stopped a lot of the girls' opportunities. Look at the Australian lady with the... Then we get to the weight management of it all. Now, we got Whitney, who is the first plus-size winner of Top Model, which I said, is that Meghan McCain? She looked just like Meghan McCain. Don't she look like Meghan McCain? So she pops up, and she's talking about how basically it was hard for her to kind of break into the industry even after winning, but she kind of pushed through and did what she had to do. I feel like a lot of things that doesn't get talked about enough too is how like you need to kind of use what they gave you on that show and kind of work with it. As much as people deem the show to be a joke, you kind of have to work with what you had. In Whitney's case, it kind of worked in her favor because her being plus size, it made her different. So she was able to be like the plus size industry girl, right? Now, Kenya was there as well, okay? Kenya, if y'all know, she went viral recently for the whole Playboy Max situation. And she talked about her feeling uncomfortable with one of the models on the shoot. Tyra, out of all the situations, that's what you felt the most sorry about? Really, Tyra? She should feel sorry, don't get me wrong, but that's one of the only ones, Tyra. Really? Really? There's so many other ones that she could have like said, "Oh, I'm sorry" about, or she felt a little bit of ways about, but that was like the only one. Okay? I didn't like that. All right. It then went on to talk about like the further seasons. Mr. J talked about how he no longer wanted to be on the show because the show then started getting like super toxic or whatever. Like he was just kind of getting tired of it, and he was about to quit, and Tyra said, "So disappointed," and texted him those two words. I said, damn it. Like, I didn't know. What surprised me about the show is to know how robotic she is. We've all heard the rumors of her, Tyra, being very robotic to people and not looking at people or like ignoring people, acting like people are not there. But to hear it come out of Mr. J mouth, I said, damn, Tyra didn't give a fuck. Like, she was just like, nigga, I don't care. At one point, he did end up going back, but she would not have a relationship outside of the cameras. Like, she would be like, and then the cameras turn off, she like she wasn't really messing with him, which I was like, damn, like that's crazy. The older seasons started getting more and more hectic. I wish we talked about the season where it was both sexes. That was one of my favorite seasons. When they had both sexes in there, they had the men and the women in there, and they had I forget his name, but he had like the colored eyes and the long hair. The Top Model has some really good seasons. I like that season, the college season. My top one was the short season. Y'all remember Sunday? Oh my God. Like those seasons were so good. The short season was good. They had Lauren, the country girl. I like that season. I like the British invasion season. Another thing they didn't talk about was one particular judge. We thought Janice was bad, and then we met Kelly. I did not like her at all. I'm sorry. I remember when that lady, one of the models, cussed her the fuck out. That shit had me cracking up. She said, "You." She started going off. She's like, "Then you can leave." And then the girl walked out. She's like, "Fine." And then she was in the parking lot. I couldn't stand her. Like, she was just such a bitch. Like, oh my God, I could not stand her. Like, I just felt like the way that she would critique and she would judge, it would come out of like her getting back. Look at her. Who sticks out their middle finger like that as a grown woman? Like, you don't even have couth. Janice wouldn't even do that when she's sober. Like, how dare you? I feel like the way that she would judge, it would come out of a point of like getting a lick back for being not the most attractive woman or something. Like, it was like when she was bullied as a kid, she's getting her lick back against all these beautiful girls. Like, I don't know. Something about her always irritated the living crap out of me. And I don't think she liked Tyra too, by the way. Like, I would notice that. She would say or look at Tyra certain ways and stuff. Then we talk about the firings. So both Jays got fired and Nigel got fired, right? Apparently things started to get very like tense around set or whatever. And then they got a new owner of the network. And they said, we need to talk to Tyra. This is according to Tyra. I don't know if I believe Tyra. But would she come on a streaming network where millions of people are going to watch and lie on a man's name? Because he could turn around and sue her black ass if she's lying. Because from what she makes it seem like, she said that all three of them have to be let go. I feel like she thought, hey, I don't need them anymore. You know, I want to get some new blood in. I could do it on my own. I think it was like that. I don't think the network dude said, hey, all three of them got to go. I feel like he said we should maybe switch it up a little bit. And Tyra suggested that and said, okay, good, let them all three go. Because why are you not talking to none of them? Like, you really got to think about it and dissect it. Like, why does she not have a relationship with any of them if they were let go because the network had said all of them got to go? So you're putting yourself not in the decision-making role in that. So that in point should make you still have a relationship with them. That's like a coworker you cool with. Your boss found out they did doing something and then they fired him. Why would I stop being cool with you? Like, you ain't did nothing to me. You did something to them. You ain't did nothing to me. I don't care. Hi, buddy. Like, what the hell? I'm not mad at you. I'm not the boss. I don't care. So that to me is where I kind of find that Tyra, the cap, I think it was a little bit on your head. Actually, it was on your bodice.
It's the cap for me.
Yeah, the cap is on your hair, on the top of your head.
The cap is
the
on
wig
your
is the
hair.
cap.
The wig is the cap. Okay, so they all ended up getting fired, and it ended up getting leaked to the press magically. I don't know how it got leaked to the press magically. I feel like, you know, certain people were behind that, Tyra. Because how did it just leak like that when back then things did not get leaked so easily like it does now? So after that happens, all communication gets cut off with Tyra. Mr. J don't talk to Tyra. Mr. J don't talk to Tyra. I don't think Nigel has a relationship with Tyra either, if I'm not mistaken. I may be wrong. But I know the J's don't, right? David asked Tyra, like, when's the last time you talked to Mr. J or something like that? You have any thoughts? And she's like, I'm going to call up Mr. J. You know, that's a special guy. Tyra, this is the stuff I'll be talking about. Bitch, don't you ever refer to me as I'm a special guy. What am I, a pup? I call chocolate. That's my special guy. That's what you call a dog. You get what I'm saying? That's what you call, like, you know, a pup. You don't call a grown man a special guy. That's what you call a little kid. You know, that's my little special guy. Hey, special guy. Hey, Dannie. Hey, that's your little special guy. That was your friend, Tyra. I don't like that. That's that stuff I don't like. That really rubbed me the wrong way, the way she said that. Like, that was very condescending. I don't think she realized that. That was very condescending. After that happens, she tried to move on. The viewership tanked. Not gonna lie, that's when I stopped watching consistently. I remember there was one point I stopped watching consistently. I would watch the reruns, but I would stop watching consistently. When it got to VH1 and Tyra wasn't the host, I stopped watching altogether. Rita Ora, bitch. Goodbye. I don't even know who was on that season. No shade. If Tyra's not on the show, I feel like I'm not gonna watch it. Like, we watch it for her. The quirky kookiness, the word making up words, the ooh and ooh, like, we watch it for her. We're not gonna watch some rant. Like, that's like me going away and y'all have somebody else in this seat. Y'all not gonna watch. Y'all watch for me. Y'all don't watch for, like, other people. Like, I don't know. Like, that to me was like, that was very dumb on the network's end. I don't know who's bright. I don't know who thought that was gonna be successful to get rid of Tyra and think it was gonna last. Like, it's one thing to get rid of the Jays, but to get rid of Tyra is like, that's crazy work. And it didn't work. You know who I wanted to see? Allison. I wanted to see Allison. Okay, y'all remember eyes big as ever. Like, I wanted to see Allison. Like, there was a couple of girls that I kind of wish that we had gotten interviewed because I want to hear from their perspective because we haven't heard from someone in a long period of time. I would have wanted to see another one is Bianca. Okay, I follow Bianca to this day. She's a teacher now. I wanted to see somebody like, I said it before, Jade, Samantha. Those are some of the girls I wanted to see. I just feel like, I hope they reached out to all of the girls that they could. Brittany is another one. And the last one, I feel like Naima, that's another one. Like, there's a couple girls I kind of wish we heard from. So it kind of ended off with, they kind of gave up on the show. And Mrs. J recently had a stroke. This part almost made me cry. I'm not gonna lie. From somebody who has been watching him as a kid, to see him cry like that and to see that state that he was in, that made me like almost tear up, because this was like, this man literally taught people how to walk, and now he cannot walk. There has been an update since everything has dropped, and he can walk now, thankfully. Mr. J did an interview that Mrs. J, since recording the docu-series, is now able to take a few steps out of his wheelchair, which I said, yes, there is a God. Okay. I find that to be amazing. I'm happy about that, and I'm grateful about that. And I feel like, the Lord works in mysterious ways. Now, Tyra, you are sick for not ever reaching out to him. Sick. I don't care what nobody says. What if he was not alive? Then what? That would have been your last time talking to him, is the fact that now he's no longer with us. You get what I'm saying? He's no longer with us, and you've made it. Your last time talking to him was the fact that it was around the firing situation. I just don't think it was okay. They talked about the whole Tiffany situation, which Tiffany, y'all, has come out and she has cut Tyra the fuck out. Okay? Now, I remember the whole Tiffany thing. Yeah, I remember when it got parodied on Family. They showed it on the Netflix series. When the iguana came out of Tyra's mouth, that shit was so funny. Okay? Now, she came on and basically said what she said to Tiffany. It was a lot more to that. Miss J even said it, and Mr. J even said it. They said the attorney was on the set like next week. I never yelled at a girl like this. Because the last time my mom yelled at me like this, because she loved me. Okay? So this is what Tiffany had to say on Instagram. She said, hold up, Tyra. Let's keep it cute. You are one trifling tie-ass bitch. You know how you treated me the whole time, off and on camera. You was a bully. You treated me like that shit and said the nastiest thing about me and my son. That's not how the argument went. Y'all edited it to make it look like you care. Also, fuck Shade Room. Fuck your weird ass fans, and fuck you, Tyra. I bet you won't sit down with me face to face and talk about it. And my family too. Y'all don't ever defend me. I got more money and helping more people out than all of y'all, the top models. But that's the update y'all gave me. Cool. Damn shame. It's giving y'all still hating on little black ass me. Tyra, ho, just let it go. It's been 20 years. Fuck. Now, Tyra ends the show by saying that she's bringing it back for cycle 25. Should I audition, y'all? What if she does Men and Women again? I should go for it, ain't it? I'm convincing a lot of my homegirls to go for it, by the way, y'all. I'm like, hey, if you can't afford the ticket to go, I want you to go. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need somebody there that I know personally that's going to get the tea. So a lot of my homegirls that's in the entertainment industry that do like videos, modeling, acting and stuff like that, I'm telling them to all go. And I'm even telling them I'll sponsor it. No, because it's like, y'all don't understand. Like, I want to hear it from somebody that I know. You know what I'm saying? Like, how the experience really is. And that pretty much ended the docuseries. I feel like there was a lot of things left out that could have been talked about from a lot of seasons. Once again, being the Angela situation, her winning, a lot of the things throughout the whole seasons that I feel like was left out. I feel like that could have been put in to give us some more definition as to what happened. Okay? That's it for now. Let me know what y'all think down below. Will y'all be tuning into Cycle 25? I will be covering Cycle 25 if there is a Cycle 25. Let me know what y'all think down below about the docuseries. And do y'all feel like it's hypocritical to condemn what Tyra is doing, but still tune into Zeus and not STV and support them? Because I do. I feel like it's extremely hypocritical. Let me know what y'all think. And we are babies.
Welcome to the house of entertainers.